Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to our deciding match of this best out of three. You are watching the G1 League qualifier for Southeast Asia. We do have a Chinese competitor in this particular match, though. That is the TI9 champions, who bounced back after their Game 1 loss to force a deciding Game 3 with an impressive performance. They turned to Lion, an old-school hero that was popular in China back in the day, normally run as a solo mid by players particularly well-known, I think, as Dai or MMY or X, who plays for Team DK, but they ran it as a tri-lane support in an aggressive tri-lane, and it worked. Not something you see very often. An early Blink Dagger for that Lion really turned the tides of that particular game. With that being said, on the other side, we have Team Rilimin, your Southeast Asian, or rather your Oceanic contender. There's one other Oceanic team. They're currently playing MSI. They're the Chain Stack, I believe spearheaded by Risk. They're sort of their most well-known player from Natural 9 and formerly Absolute Legends. But we'll see what they can do. Rilimin are going to turn to the Lone Druid Keeper and Queen. So they get a very mobile split push lineup. Maybe they'll even think about something like a Wisp CK in the second stage. That could be a devastating lineup if they go for it. Wisp CK, Lone Druid, Queen of Pain. That would be pretty much exactly what we saw yesterday from Fnatic NA over in the WePlay qualifier. I don't know if Rilimin actually runs Wisp, but I know quite a few of the Oceanic teams have experimented with it, so we will see. Something that Hiroshi's run occasionally. Not super popular in general in Southeast Asia, but does see some play, unlike China, where it's really only Rising Stars who has ever run it in a competitive game that I have cast.
Templar Assassin.
TI9 champs going for the Templar Assassin here. A strong solo mid to lane against that Queen of Pain. And a hero that can deal with the Lone Druid Bear. That's the main reason they're picking it. They needed a mid, and they needed a lot of minus armor. To deal with that Lone Druid Bear also allows them to go for Roche. With Lifesteal and TA on the Dire side, they'll have the early Roche edge. If they get a Medallion, say on the Rubik, or maybe a Shadow Demon, or some other secondary support, they'll be able to go into that Roche pit.
Dire team ban.
So now we enter the second stage of the bans, and Rilimin started off with the combo hero for the Rubik, the Lina. They may be in the Leshrac as well, because Leshrac's basically as good. He doesn't give you quite the burst that Alina does, and burst is really nice against Queen of Pain. But still, Leshrac is a solid counterpart, so we'll see if they ban that as well. With that being said, they have the option to run the aggressive tri-lane for TI9. Lifestealer, Rubik, and the Lina. Strong tri-lane, but you're up against Keeper, so not an easy tri-lane. Even with the Keeper, even with the net Lifestealer there, sure, he's not going to worry too much about the Illuminate damage. The issue is the supports will. If they try to run in for Telekinesis or Light Strike Ray, both of which are very low range initiations compared to things like Fissure and Ice Path, of course, then they're walking right into the Crossfire, right into the Illuminate spam. It'll be dangerous. They don't have to go aggressive, especially with Rubik as a support who scales well, who needs levels. They may just choose to play it defensively, in which case they need an offlaner, and a lot of the offlaners are being banned currently.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Tidehunter now banned by Rilimin. Unusual.
Dire team ban.
They picked it. I don't know that the TI9 champs had any aspirations of going for a Tide this game. But it's a hero that can stop you from pushing. So Rilimin may be tipping their hand a bit with the draft, saying, we want to be able to force fights as 5, and we don't want to worry about getting Ravaged. We don't want to worry about that big AoE ultimate. Because otherwise, why would you ban Tidehunter? He's not strong against any of these heroes in lane. In fact, he gets destroyed by Queen of Pain and Lone Druid. So that's got to be it. They must be thinking of a 5-man strategy. Otherwise, this ban just doesn't really make much sense. Phantom Lancer now banned out by TI9. Forced to do it. Obviously, that was sort of the other option with the Kodal. Getting Kodal early and having PL in the pool and when the second stage of bans begins, you pretty much have to ban him. Because with Lone Druid, Queen of Pain, and Kodal PL, yeah, the laning stage is good, the mid game is great, the end game is fantastic. And it's the kind of lineup where even if you lose 5-10 fights, does it really matter? Maybe not. You can still hope to win the game.
Radiant team pick.
Shadow Demon, the final ban here. Maybe something like a Luna for the TI9 champs. If they want to run the TA mid, they could safe lane the Luna, Doesn't really do great against Lone Druid. That would be the main concern, but if they want to go for 3 strong semi-carry, she's probably the best one left in the pool. And they've banned the Shadow Demon, a hero that's quite good against Luna, also good against Lifestealer, so maybe that's the only reason they banned it. But we will see. How do they want to lane this one? What are they going to put in that safe lane? I think that's the most interesting question.
5 seconds remaining.
And if you reel him in, what are you thinking for that third core? Who's it going to be? Is this a safe lane Lone Druid to be handled by Kux? Or is it going to be something that goes to the off lane and maybe into the hands of T-Duck? We're going to find out soon. Lippy, Vodki, the 2 support players. Keeper of the Light picked up. That'll probably go to... Actually, I'm not sure who plays Keeper for them because he's been banned. We'll have to see. Lion. They're going to take they're a Lion of their own. I actually think it could work. It's nice against TA and Lifestealer. If you can just pop them quickly, that'll be big. But... oh man, this could be a great game for a Puck. Both teams getting some fantastic heroes. They now get the vehicle for the Lifestealer, the transportation. They have double blinks on TA and on Puck to come out eventually, you assume. And then, well, a lot of squishy heroes on the side of Rilimin. And with this Lion pick, he is their main... he's pretty much their only real disabler right now. So if he gets burst down, they're just going to get butchered by TA Lifestealer. They have no way to deal with that.
Remaining.
They don't have RP. They don't have any other stuns. The Shadow Demon's not available.
Remaining.
They go for what could be the next best thing in the Lion, but they also a little bit light on damage with just Queen of Pain and Lone Druid. This Lion pick, I think this Puck may have just been the perfect solution. There you go. They're gonna go for something Western. They pick up the Gyrocopter here, and now their late game looks a lot. They solidify their late game. They get a hero, a secondary... or rather, a third source of damage, but a mobile one with that high base move speed and a hero that can sort of be here and there in the fights and also has great range in the engagements. A nice choice, can deal with the aggressive tri-lane, and TI9 champs are going aggressive. Enchantress the choice. No reason to pick her if you're not. So I imagine we'll see... well, we could even just see dual roams. They don't have to aggressive tri-lane, but they will be aggressive in the laning stage is my point. Could see the Lifestealer safe lane, the TA mid, the Puck bottom, and then the Enchantress Rubik dual roamate. We could also see just the tri-lane with the Lifestealer Rubik Enchantress, TA mid, Puck safe lane. That could work as well. The only issue for the TI9 champs is they don't have anyone who really beats Lone Druid 1v1. So if Rilimin manages to get the Lone Druid 1v1 matchup, either versus a Puck, or versus, I mean, a Templar Assassin is okay, but you probably want to put Queen of Pain mid, and it looks like that will be the case as Famofu is playing it. Overall, it seems like that Lone Druid could be the X factor here. He's going to have a 1v1 matchup he can win no matter who he plays against, if it's a 1v1 lane. We'll see if it is, though. Last time they ran it as the safe lane. With that being said, let's introduce the teams on the side of the TI9 champs. They hail from China, even though they're playing in the Southeast Asian qualifier. You're watching the G1 League. This is Game 3, the deciding game of this series. The winner secures a spot in Phase 2 of the G1 League, where $56,000 in total prizes are available, or 330,000 RMB as of the last conversion rate check. With that being said, I'm fucking pro on the TA, Chom, YXL on the Rubik, observers for him, SDN on the Enchant, Smoke and Sentries, picked up Lilith on the Lifestealer, last but not least, John H playing that Puck. Towards the bottom lane, it's Rilimin. Gyrocopter being handled by Kux. So he's not going to be on the Lone Druid. It will be an offlaner this time. Vodki playing the Lion. For now, it'll be Lippy on the Keep of the Light heading towards top lane with Famofu on the Queen of Pain. Last but not least, it will be T-Duck on the offlane. Oh, Kux. Oh, no. Oh, no, Kux. Don't do it. They're going to place an observer in the lane. You're going to be in trouble. They've seen him. They're going to surround him. 2 go left. No, they're not going to go. 2 go left. 2 go right. They could definitely get a first blood here. Nope, they missed the opportunity. If they had just immediately sent 2 this way and 2 this way, they could have gotten him. No question he would have been dead there, but... didn't really want to risk it, wanted to play it safe, weren't sure if there was any other backup. And it's understandable, because if you get caught by, say, a big Illuminate, you don't know where the Keeper of the Light is, that's trouble. And he was very far towards the southern extreme of the lane. If he had been, say, here, just calmly waddling down, they definitely would have gone, but... good job by Kux hugging that southern tree line. Is able to escape in the end. So, as far as our lane matchups go, Puck in the safe lane versus the Lone Druid in the off lane. Both heroes will get a lot of farm. Lone Druid should have a bit of an edge, unless there's some ganks. Mid lane, Famofu on the Queen of Pain versus I'm fucking pro on the TA. Color me disappointed again, because we're not seeing that meld first build that Mushi was showing off, and I'm surprised we don't see it more. It really is such a good build, because you know Queen of Pain's almost always going to go Shadow Strike. You need the damage over time, or you just can't do anything against Templar in lane. So going meld at level 1, if you're quick, you can meld dodge. Granted, they are Chinese players, so they're going to have a bit more delay. Maybe it's not as easy to execute, but I've even seen a lot of Southeast Asian teams are not going for that build, and it disappoints me. But this lane should be fairly even. We'll have to see how it goes. Famofu off to a decent start, sitting at 1-1. The TA 0-1 right now, but pretty much nothing going on there. And then the tri-lane. The question here is who's going to have the edge. Hard to say, but because on the one hand you have Keeper of the Light on the Radiant side, but on the other hand there's Enchantress, and those creeps can dive the tower, be very annoying. But off the bat, Lippy starting to deliver those Illuminates. There is an Observer behind the tower, so if they want to dive, they can. Already a smoke from SDN. They already know he's in their jungle. I'm surprised he would smoke this early. But maybe going to find an opening here. Needs that enchant to cool down. It's 10 seconds away. Needs that additional slow to get the initiation. And the smoke is wasted. Not an effective smoke from SDN. Now spotted out by a Radiant Ward. Big waste of time for him. He could be farming. He's going to find Vodki, though, who takes an odd path. Takes the long way around. Now going back. Oh boy, Vodki's running away from his team as well. He may die. He may just give up the first blood by himself. In comes the Illuminate. Hits 3. That's a big splash. Gyrocopter rocket barrage is available again. This rage is going to wear off soon. Now the rocket's flying through. Who's going to die first? Focus someone. SDN dropping low. Has not died yet, though. He actually doesn't have mana for his Nature's Attendance. He gets cornered. He'll go down. Oh, wow. That looked so bad for this Lion for a moment, but TI9 champs too long of a way to dive. So they blow a smoke and they give up a first blood. Really bad start for the TI9 champs in the lane. Top lane. T-Duck actually having a really hard time with Jun H. Once he gets his Tranquil Boots, this lane gets easier, as he won't have to worry about the harassment or the spam. But is slightly winning in terms of CS. 8-1 to 6-2. Pretty even overall. Mid lane, Famofu, 10-6 to the 5-3 of I Am Fucking Pro. So really dominating this lane. We'll need to see some bottle crowing from I Am Fucking Pro. He's not going to be able to take this lane just by farming. Just by trying to rune control. Famofu's definitely got the edge there. And with this start, he's going to have boots first, which means you really can't contest the runes at all. So a failed dive bottom, but all is not lost yet for TI9 champs. They have a very scary mid game. The issue is that the way Rilimin has chosen to lane this is really just so strong. The tri-lane normally would be weak, but because they have Keeper of the Light, they can get away with a Lion pick. That's why the Lion pick in this game feels a lot safer than what we saw last game from TI9 champs. It did work last game, but it was very risky. The Lion pick this game doesn't really feel risky at all. Just a solid choice. And some much needed lockdown, which I mentioned earlier.
I think not.
T-Duck doing well in this top lane. Doesn't have Entangle yet. Oh, Puck wants to man up. Jun H is dropping low. He thinks he can get him with the combo. He's going to orb away. He's actually just trying to escape. Okay, I was going to say, I think he's severely underestimated, or overestimated the amount of damage his nukes do. Forced to salve up. Tranquil Boots, not picked up yet, but pretty much available. Salve going to be canceled by the bear now. And the harassment continues. Top rune, there's a haste. Denied by Famofu. I'm Fucking Pro, very frustrated. He spent a lot of time running to that rune. Famofu, 17-9. Just killing this lane, really. Absolutely killing it. They smoked mid. They want to go on this TA, but they can't get in range for the Hex, so the gank will fail. Surprised they would leave the tri-lane. Famofu didn't need help. I think they'd be much better off just sitting bottom, stacking, and pulling. But they go for a gank and just completely waste their time in the end. And it's a Lion Keeper Light. It's not a strong ganking combo, so you really have to question that decision. But hey, they wanted Famofu to snowball. Almost got it. Not quite in the end. Top lane, Jun H may die. One more auto attack. Needs to keep on running. Gonna dive with the bear. Let it tank the tower, but he's bottling up. He's got a phase shift in 1 second. He looks to be dead. He can phase shift and live for a bit, but he doesn't have another orb. And now down will go. The Entangle, that first slice of damage, enough to secure the kill. Meanwhile, bottom lane, a big Illuminate. Channeled onto the Rubik, who drops low. The Flat Cannon, one more hit will bring him down. Doesn't deliver it. Yes, he does. Just gets a range there for that last killing blow. And now onto SDN. A secondary rocket barrage. Bringing him low. bringing him down. It's a disaster in all 3 lanes. Famofu is crushing mid and CS, and the other 2 lanes are getting crushed, period. The Lone Druid, 22 and 5, gets a kill as well. And now we're seeing bottom lane. Lifestealer manning up. Chen Creep will die. They do get the gyro. They get that counter kill. They'll get Vodka as well, so they're turning the lane right back around, potentially. Maybe they won't, actually. Yeah, not going to be able to get him. So they only get the 1. Big lead for Rilimin. Boots up on both supports. Quick boots for them as well. Phase boots on the Lifestealer. But you just see the power of Gyrocopter and Keep of the Light. They're actually great against Lifestealer. Not later on in the game, but in the laning phase. There's this point where Lifestealer's rage just doesn't last long. And once it wears off, Illuminate hits you, you drop low. Rocket Barrage hits you, you nearly die. Famofu's gonna get caught mid, but just thrown away from the invis, then we'll simply blink away, and they don't have a way to bring him down. Trap's not gonna find him, he'll just walk away to safety. John H, farming from the trees, completely getting crushed in this lane. Giving up that death, even though the CS is relatively even, the lane is not anymore. He has his ult. He'll drop the Dream Coil. This could be a turnaround. T-Duck's expecting an entangle, and I don't think he's going to get it. He's not. John H will fall.
Short-lived creatures.
The Fairy Dragon talking smack about the bear species, the Lone Druid. Meanwhile, bottom lane Lifestealer driving him back, so... A lane that the Lone Druid should never lose once he has that first kill especially. Should just be able to calmly secure a lead. Because even if Puck is the Dream Coil combo, if you're at full HP, you don't die. I mean, you just don't die. And it's not like there's been a gank here, so just got cocky and really forced to fight. He could have just backed away, but he chose not to. Now into Lilith, who gets impaled, and gonna be eating that ultimate, dropping the slow through the rage, enough to get the kill. Of course, cooldown does slow you through rage, through any form of magic immunity. Very potent for that. Because the slow against Lifestealer is quite underrated, I feel. Just having that ability to kite him really makes a difference. And Lifestealer's not really farming big items. He is the lead farmer, but he went for phase. He'll probably go for the drums next. With this gyro pick, it really shored up their mid game and their late game, though, because they got someone who can stand against the tri-lane, as well as a hero, with the Keeper of the Light backing him up, of course, as well as a hero who scales, who can deal with the Lifestealer later on and dish out the kind of damage that they didn't necessarily have. Queen of Pain potentially can be fairly useless in the fights against a hero like Lifestealer, who can be magic immune. TA, of course, who can just refract and dodge all your damage. So Lone Druid, of course, can be kited, can kind of ignored in a lot of fights. But with this gyro pick, now they have a third hero who really can't be. So I love the fact they went back for this. Something unusual as they rotate top. Enchantress looking to go on T-Duck. Just sitting in the fog right now. Has not been spotted yet. It is nighttime.
You shall not.
Now's the chance to go if they want to. They have the coil, they have the silence, they have the orb. Now they go in. They want T-Duck. No coil just yet. The silence to start. Or the coil to start, rather. Now the stun to follow. It will hit, but they don't have the damage. They're lacking. And now there's could be... Is there a Finger of Death? No Finger of Death. Needs the Hex. Needs an Entangle to get in range for the Hex. Can't do it. So they drive Vodka away from the lane, but that's okay. Gyro's fine. Lifestealer's not going to kill him by himself. At worst, Lilith will force Cux to TP back to his tower. He can just do that right now. Or he can even just fight. Rage is there from Lilith. But even then, this will wear off. Cux? Uh-oh. Being a little bit over-eager here. There's an Infest. That could be used to finish him when he gets low. Meanwhile, top lane, Illuminate being channeled. Both supports have rotated. They want to hold on to that tower. They should be able to. But Famofu is up by 12 CS mid. He's got his treads. He's going to have a Null Talisman, I imagine, as well. Treads complete. Null Talisman could be built next. And that makes your Queen of Pain very strong against these squishy backline supports. The Rubik, the Enchantress. Those are heroes you can just really drop with auto attacks, let alone the Scream or the ult.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And he's chipping away on the tower mid. Something that normally TA wants to do. Basically just push the lane. Whenever your opponent leaves, you go and push. Trying to force the ganks, but doesn't have a blink. We'll go on Cux here, potentially, but with Rocket Barrage, Refraction is useless. Cux, gonna drop the call down. Manning up, has more rockets to fly, gonna immediately move that Refraction. Chop, chop, chop. Down will go. Just a hail of rockets. A torrent of damage. And an easy kill to be claimed. Lifestealer Infest inside a creep. Cux trying his best not to push the lane. He wants to deny this creep. Things really stabilizing here for our Rilimin, and only up by 1,000 gold, only up by 250 experience, but the big heroes that can really change the fights in the mid game are not having a good start for TI9 champs. If their Lifestealer was being shut down, or if their Rubik or Chantress was struggling, that's one thing. But when TA and Puck are having a bad start, that's trouble. Because without Puck, how are you going to start the fights? They don't have a way to do it. Rubik Lift is not going to cut it in a team fight. Whereas for Rilimin, they've got plenty of ways. They can start with an Illuminate. They can start with a big Hex. They've got tons of team fight, tons of AoE, tons of lockdown. Without that Dream Coil, it's not that TI9 champs can't take a fight, but the number of fights they can take is drastically limited because of this bad start on the two solos. I'm just reading Twitch chat now, seeing what you guys are up to. You're all behaving, you're all playing nice. I like that. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. You're watching the G1 League qualifiers for Southeast Asia. Then I want to show you guys the brackets again. They're a little hard to read, I believe, but it's a 32-team qualifier, guys. There's only so much I can do. I can't really make this bracket much better, not in any sort of efficient manner, so you're stuck with what you got. But after this match, we will move on to the next round. I think some of those matches have already started, so I'm not sure if we'll end up getting to cast 4 best of 3s, just because this one is going the distance, is going 3 games and long at that. But we'll see. Hopefully we can cast some more. At the very least, should be able to cast 2 or 3 best of 3s. So coming up, we'll have a choice between First Vietnam, the team that loves their solo mid-wisp, versus G7, and then Neolution Thailand versus Awake. Should be an interesting match. Of course, we saw Awake at the Armageddon LAN. I think they did okay there. Not particularly well, though. I didn't get to watch much, though. I was rather busy with stuff and things like G League. So then beyond that, Mineski playing a little bit later today. Actually, the Mineski match is happening at the same time slot. I think it's going on right now. So I'm not casting that one, at least not yet. I might cast it afterwards. We'll see. Basically, I'll probably try to jump into one of those series. Even if we only catch a game or two, it will still be something for you guys to watch. So in the meantime, the game resumes. This is the deciding game 3. Who's it going to be? Will it be Rilimin? Will it be the TI9 champs? TI9 champs. We're going to find out soon. Tornado summon top. Lifestealer forced to run. And the pressure mounts. Cucks, good start for him. Has the arcane, or has the tranquil boots up. Has the Ring of Akil up. Securing those core items. And T-Duck's farming well. Up to 1,200 gold. Not incredibly well, but it's solid. And he's the offlaner. They weren't expecting a whole lot out of him. And the big thing is he shut down the Puck. He got that early kill. Puck isn't having a good start. Only sitting on 900 gold. Could look to rush to the blink, but it's still going to be quite delayed, even then. Famofu dominating. 48 CS, even above the Lifestealer with phase boots. And if you've never played Lifestealer, Lifestealer with phase boots is one of the easiest heroes in the game to last hit on. Even before he has any sort of plus damage, he's already easy to last hit on, but this only makes it easier. And now the creeps taking some damage top. Bear's dropping low. T-Duck probably would be best just to send this back to base rather than blowing a resummon here in case he dies, but he doesn't feel like doing it yet. Game is stabilized, game is slowed down a bit. So now it turns into a farm fest, and Gyrocopter is building a BKB. This is going to be a big item. They have some physical damage. They have the minus armor. But it's going to be hard to stick on him. Templar Assassin and Nyx Lifestealer, are essentially melee heroes in the fights. TA has very low range. Unless you're Ferrari, then your splash just is wherever you want it to be. But generally, it's low range hero. And with that Gyrocopter ult going through BKB, slowing heroes down no matter what, going through rage, it will actually be... Oh, this could be a kill opportunity. Blinking from Famofu, going to steal that regen rune. Could look to Shadow Strike here. Not going just yet. Illuminate being channeled. There's your Hex as well. I'm fucking pro. Shadow Striked up. There's the counter gank. The Dream Coil drops. Catches 2. John H gets impaled. There is a Finger of Death. He will drop low. He will not fall. He stands yet. One more auto attack. 2 actually is all that's needed. But Gyrocopter ult comes in. This will be big damage. Illuminate splashes through. Queen of Pain ult seals the deal. Famofu delivers the triple. What nice teamwork from Rilimin. And that's what I was talking about. TI9 champs, they needed that Puck to have a great start. He did it. Now he's gonna die. Junum is dead. Ultra for from Mofu. He's heating up, guys. He's getting a little bit of steam here. And things not looking good for the TI9 champs. And I think that's putting it mildly. Goodness gracious, look at that graph. Oh no, by the way, they were only fighting with 4. They had their own druid just farming away top. There was no lifestealer there. That was a crap ton of damage. That was a metric crap ton of damage. And now the tower for Kux, who's gonna have a BKB soon. I'm fucking pro, nowhere near one. These are such big items to get. Puck, nowhere near a blink. Dies again. Delays that blink even more. Lilith, going armlet, but still a long ways off from that. You gotta be worried if you're the TI9 champs. It looks like their run may be ending here. It's early. They still have some good defensive capabilities, but they don't have a great team fight. They don't have amazing split push yet. If they got a blink on the Puck and they had a blink or Yasha on the TA, then they could split push a little more aggressively. Oh, no. Not gonna go. But yeah, if you're up against a stronger 5-man, you need to be able to split push, or else you're just gonna lose when they come for your base, and they don't really have it. Plus, they're up against Keeper, so they can't really split push anyway. Not easily. Mid lane being pushed in by Famofu. Bottom lane being pushed in by Kux, who's going to TP on top. He's going to look to fly. Dream Coil was deployed here, but Lion's still alive. He can hex this Puck when he comes on in. There's your Gyrocopter ultimate. Invest inside for the Lifestealer. Get me out of here, Creep, but the Creep's not cooperating. Johnny's just dropping low. Pops on out of the Infest. Famofu's there. Going to finish the kill. Is it going to be SDN who turns this fight around? Figure of Death was stolen by Chom. What a big spell to steal. Completely turns the fight. Good engagement from them. That stolen Finger of Death made a world of difference, and they never got a big... It's only a level 1 Hex. He's leveled up Mana Drain. He's actually under-leveled. So they take the fight head-on with no team fight items to speak of. Absolutely none, and they win it anyway. That'll do in a pinch. No team fight items, the inferior team fight lineup. They do have Lifestealer and TA, who are just really annoying in the fights, but, I mean, the issue there, we didn't see the TA actually get hexed or disabled. Same for the Lifestealer. They just got to auto-attack the entire fight, and then the big thing, Rubik steals the Finger of Death, instantly able to assassinate that Gyrocopter, who didn't get to live throughout the fight. Didn't get to spam the Rocket Barrage, did not get to spam the Flat Cannon, but still, if you're Rilimin, once you have the BKB on the Gyro, that's not going to happen. He'll stand, he'll deliver, he'll bring a lot to the team fights. They also didn't get a nice Queen of Pain ult. There weren't multiple Illuminates. The Keeper of the Light was one of the very first heroes to die in that engagement. So just kind of a bad fight for them. Not really prepared for the backstab, the initiation, but if they have a proper engagement, they still have the edge in the team fights. Puck is going back for treads, not going to be rushing the blink. Was thinking about it for a little while, but decides not to in the end. I think it's a smart choice. You don't want to be sitting back and farming that blink while they're getting items like BKB. Armlet up on the Lifestealer. Lilith pushing this bottom lane. Activates the Armlet. Can bring it down fairly quickly. Queen of Pain jumps in mid. Looks to go on Chom, who already used his lift, but Famofu waiting for that blink to cool down. He's going to go now. He's going to hunt. Finds the Scream. Finds an auto attack. Needs a little more damage. Won't get it, but he forces a TP. Still, they got the tower. They got what they came for. And now, Puck on the hunt. But Famofu is not a solo kill. He's got 1200 HP. He could potentially even turn this around. He's microed his treads. He's blinking away. No commitment. Wow, they went from being 4k up at about 12 minutes in, which is a massive lead, by the way, to only being up about 1,000 on the back of this one engagement. Such a turn. But Gyro BKB is probably on its way right now. It should be. Yeah. Kux has the BKB. Big item for him. With this, Enchantress can't use Impetus on him. TA won't be able to burst him down. And the same for the Lifestealer. They can bring him down, but it's going to take a lot longer, during which time he's killing the supports with Flat Cannon. He's rocket barraging everyone. So with this, now they can look at taking the fights a little more. T-Duck trying to go Radiance, wants the Relic, wants to drag this game out. We've seen almost exclusively FaZe Maelstrom build this game. Oh, sorry. Had a Skype issue there. Sounds like we're having some technical difficulties, but At least on the other stream, just trying to make sure everything's sorted out. But TI will go down. I'm fucking Pro gets picked off. Now over to the middle lane, where Puck eats a scream, eats an ult, will drop. It was only a Shadow Strike stolen, hasted Famofu. Not the best blink of his life. It won't matter. This Rubik is dead. Absolutely dead to rights. Now on to Enchantress. There's your Gyrocopter ultimate. Where's the BKB? How does he not have it yet? I guess he doesn't even need it. Maybe he does, though. He's getting open once. He's getting imped. Where the hell is the BKB? What is going on? It's been on the courier for 2 minutes. Cox, you're killing me, bro. Oh, man, that really hurts. That's an easy double for him if he gets that. Or, at least, it's okay. Famofu is here. The extra line of defense when Rilimin needs it. What the hell is going on? It's been like 3 minutes he's had this BKB and it's still not been delivered. The courier's been sitting in the base, hasn't even been getting used. That is just... That's awful, man. That's awful. You gotta pick that up. He'll do it now. Oh, they're going on T-Duck bottom lane. They have the Dream Coil with that. He'll probably fall. And this is big because he's getting close to the Radiance. Actually going to eat an additional meld. Down he'll go.
I admired you. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So anyway, Famofu really carrying this game. Up to a 2k net worth lead, 2k experience lead. Vodki now going to get his Arcane Boots. Not rushing the Blink this game. It would be pretty nice for him to get it, I feel, but he's going to get the Arcanes. They have Keeper of the Light. Yeah, actually, I would much rather see the Blink rush. You don't really need Arcane Boots when you have Keeper of the Light. And you have Mana Drain as well, which he even took a point in. I find it a bit... I just don't think it's going to help them that much in the fights is the main thing. BKB is out now on Cox. I can stop yelling at him. I love him, but sometimes he drives me insane. This is one of those times. Vodki, heading towards the bottom rune. Not going to go yet. They're getting their mech fairly soon. So now it's time to sort of check general item progression. I imagine Lifesteal is getting close to... Oh, Lilith's going Sanjiasha again. I wonder if this is the best item this game, because you're up against Lone Druid, so you really want to be able to burst down the bear. The bear is going to be squishy because he's going Relic. He's actually doesn't have it yet. 20 minutes in, still no Relic. I love the Radiance build, but he's really struggling to farm this. I don't know if they need it. I mean, they have a really strong 5-man with a Gyro BKB and just, say, a Maelstrom phase, which he could have pretty much right now. At least Maelstrom boots on the bear. But we'll see. If it goes later, I think they will have the edge. Unless this TA and Lifesteal get disgustingly fat. As we have a 5-man disconnect, 4-man disconnect. So it looks like, unfortunately, we have a bit of a pause. TI9 champs, 4-man disconnect, but good manners from Famofu immediately pauses the game. No harm done in the end. So for anybody who's wondering what's going on today, we got a lot of action headed your way. We have the GMPGL Malaysia qualifier. The semifinals have already been played or are being played right now, I believe. Luby and Gods are going to be casting the grand finals, which could potentially be Orange versus MUFC. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that again? That matchup. In theory, we could see 4 matches, or total of, is it 2 best of 3s? Yeah, so it could be up to 6 games, I think, between Orange and MUFC today, between the GMPGL Malaysia qualifiers over and beyond the Summit 2, and then later, after that, it'll be another best out of 3, because those 2 teams are in the winner's bracket finals for the GEST Challenge. So 2 big matches, and I know Winter really wants to win. I mean, he said how he wants it bad, man. He wants to sweep Orange, take them 2-0, 2 series in a row, back-to-back tournaments. That would really put a dagger through the hearts of Orange, because at that point, then you're looking at MFC, who's beaten Orange 3 of the last 4 times they faced off. And that's pretty impressive. But it's going to be a great match. The other match should be interesting as well. LGD International versus Vici Gaming. That's all coming up later, but before that, it will be the GMPGL Malaysia qualifiers. Over here, we have lots of G1 League qualifier action, as I mentioned. I'll show you the brackets again. We're going to whittle the teams down to 8 by the time today is done. We will hopefully have 2 or 3 more series to cast on this channel. And then after that, we head into the We Play Dota 2 League for North America for Europe, where Navi is going to start the day off by facing Eosin +4. That should be a treat. That should be a blast. Eosin already calling it a stomp on Twitter. He's saying that his team's going to get stomped. I told him to buck up, have a little confidence, keep that shit up, but it is Navi. You can't really blame him. I said cucks. I said cucks. The game is still paused, by the way. You're not missing anything. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm glad to see such a turnout, because it's the middle of the frickin' night. It's 1 a.m. here. It's 4 a.m. on US East. I guess over in Europe, it's what? It's 9 a.m. now, but it's still pretty early. I'm sure most gamers are sleeping or, you know, just working off their hangovers. Happy Sunday to everyone. It's been an interesting weekend. I guess today's St. Paddy's Day. Just realized that. Happy St. Paddy's Day to everyone. Although we have a lot of people who probably don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day in the chat, I imagine. But for those who do, don't drink and drive. Be safe, be well, but have fun. You only live once. I avoided saying it, though. So anyway, we're finally ready to resume, guys. Here we go. The TI9 champs facing off against Rilimin, or Rilimin, but Rilimin is how it's supposed to be pronounced. Best out of 3, deciding game 3. 3, 2, 1, fight! But no fighting. The position looks stronger for Rilimin right now. Lifestealer going for mid-game items, going for that Sanjiasha, but they don't have as easy a way to break the base. Last game, they had the Lone Druid Lifestealer. They had this lineup that could just bulldoze their way in. This game, they don't. They have TA and Enchantress, who are actually not good at breaking the base at all, unless they can just find lots of kills, which, against Rilimin, is going to be very difficult. So I'm really liking the position of Rilimin much better right now. I think if you're a TI9 Champs fan, you got to be quite a bit worried. But they're not out of it. They still have a shot. Oh, boy. Really? Famofer's already got his Scythe of Ice. So damn fast.
Dire's middle tower.
21 minutes in. Scythe of Ice, double damage, Null Talisman, Power Treads. Welcome to the fattest Famofu you'll ever see. 8-0-0. A true team player. Taking all the kills, taking all the glory. And now Kux is going Crystallis. Not really a big fan. I'd rather see the Manta. It's so good against open wounds on Enchantress Slow, but they're going to go top with their fresh shiny Hex. They're going to burst Lilith down. Armlet toggles for all she's worth. Run, Lilith! Run, Lilith! Run! Armlet toggles again. Mech'd up. They're still diving. They need a Blink Scream to finish the job. They won't get the kill. The Armlet goes back on the BKB from Gyro. There's your stun. There's your damage. Vodkey comes in from the back lines with a big impale. Enchantress creep looking to do what it can. Not quite enough. They will back off. Boy, did they have to work for that Lifestealer. My goodness gracious. There's the dust. 3 seconds until the Scythe device cools down. But the TA's doing the damage. The BKB's down on Kux. They really dove for that kill. And they're going to pay for it with their core, with their Gyro. The good news is T-Duck's farming. T-Duck has his Relic, so it's not a total loss. Trading the Lifestealer for 2 heroes, including the Gyrocopter and a BKB charge. Not ideal. But you did force 5 enemy heroes to the lane. Multiple TPs, lots of wasted farm time. So I'd say about an even trade overall, and then maybe going the way of Rilimin if they can get this tower. What a ridiculous dive that was. Famofu blinks past the... Oh, Famofu! The throw club is back in business. Famofu, what you doing, buddy? That's a feed. That's just a feed. He was flaming me, saying he's going to be the captain of Rilimin after he's had a practice. He said he's rusty. He said, I'm an idiot, I'm a noob. Who's the noob now, Famofu? You dead. I'm just kidding, of course, but yeah, Famofu overextending there. He'll pay with his life. 9.2k net worth for him. Still the lead farmer, but that was actually a really big death because, I mean, I forgot to mention this until just now, but he was 8-0. 8-0-1, in fact, so had a massive kill streak. Ends that, gives them a lot of experience, and pulls TI3 champs back in the game. They're going to smoke up now. They have the blink on the puck. That fight gave it to them. They also have the blink on the TA and the Ogre Club. This is big. They have an opening now. Quick pause, quick resume. Not going to be that horribly long pause we saw yesterday for LGDN. That's good to see. I wonder if LGDN's actually going to get knocked out before the finals. I think a lot of people would have viewed them as the favorites, but it really shows you the strength of the Southeast Asian teams. Up, on to Vodki. They're going to go. Nice hacked. Rocket Barrage to follow. Hello. Goodbye. See ya. Illuminate to finish the deal. Needs one more auto attack. Brings him down. Now the puck in trouble. Cucks man's up. That hex from Vodki just absolutely won them that engagement. Nice quick reaction there. Big smoke gang. So dangerous. I mean, that's really, really risky. You're running up 2 hills with no vision, no idea who's lurking there, just hoping it's the gyrocopter by himself. And they paid. Oh boy, did they pay. And what was worse is that TA actually blinked in, jumped way ahead of her team. Way too risky for my blood, and it cost them. Now the advantage going back to TI9 champs. Game of throws. It really is. Famofu feeding. TI9 champs feeding. Overextending, but making it entertaining for us as viewers for sure. Definitely a fun game to cast.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Now on to Lilith, who gets hexed up. Are they going to commit here? There's your gyrocopter ult. Now the rage, as well as the open wounds, but still eating the slow from that gyrocopter ult. Finger of death, not quite enough. Rubik will live. Now on the run is T-Duck. They might bring him down as well. If he tries to TP away, I don't know if they have the way to cancel it actually, but he's not even going to bother. He's just going to die. I think he could have just ran there. Instead, they also lose the Rubik. The trade was there for Famofu on the back lines. So they give up a couple of kills there on the lone druid again as well. Did he actually finish his radiance before he died? I didn't have a chance to check. I think he did, judging by his net worth. Not 100% sure though. Lippy tries to TP away, but there's a Dream Quill up now. That would have worked earlier for the lone druid. It won't work now for him. So Rilimin was played more stable in game 1. Kind of falls apart in game 2, and seems to be maybe falling apart now as well. They're going to give up a Roche off of this, I think. Like I mentioned in the draft, as soon as you see TA Lifestealer, you know an early Roche is an option. Because they're on the dire side. But Famofu's going to steal Haste Turn. He also will hex up that TA, then looks to run, imps to fly, not going to do enough. Are they going to go into the pit? They could. So back to farming, back to getting those items up. Blink Dagger should be coming soon on Vodki. That will really stabilize them in these team fights, if he can find the right opening. A Blink Hex could be very important for them. And in the end, TI9 champs did not go Roche. Radiance is up on the Bear, as I mentioned earlier. So they're getting their core items up. The Gyrocopter is still the lead farmer this game. I wonder if he's just going to go straight Daedalus. Daedalus, Helm of the Dominator. I really prefer the Manta build in this game, just because you're up against the slow of the Enchantress, the open wounds. Those are very annoying spells. Sure, you've got BKB, but we've seen the fights don't always end. In fact, they usually don't end before that BKB wears off, and then you're pretty helpless. But he just wants to be a man. He wants to be a manly man. Meanwhile, towards the Roche pit, the Bear scouting things out. 5 heroes surging up onto the high ground. That's a fast lifestealer. He's got that Sanjiasha. T-Duck, oh, the Impale, completely wasted by Vodki. That's 11 seconds left until it's available again. Now the Hex, onto John H. We could see a Finger of Death, not gonna happen. Vodki thrown up, back into the Lifestealer. He's gonna die quickly. 3 hits, down will go. A nice coil, a good Queen of Pain ult. Big damage being done. Gyro, no BKB just yet. Daedalus is complete. Look at him just slapping his way through these heroes. No barrage. Down will go to another core, and now Lilith's on the way out. I think they might be able to get him too with the Shadow Strike. He doesn't have Infest. He already used it. Or she used it, rather. Excuse me. Now, on to Cham. YXL, who's just standing there. Didn't actually see why. I think he lifted the line and didn't show the animation or something. Not sure, but either way, he'll go down in the end. So, when it's all said and done, they lose 3-0. Or, no, sorry. The Lion died. Bought back. Lose 3-1. But now they're giving up Roche. A big win for Rilimin, who finally looks like they're poised to take this series. Boy, it's been a slugfest. That Daedalus on the Gyrocopter did work. The other issue was, when you look at the way they initiated that fight, they didn't actually focus the Gyro. They didn't focus the Lone Druid. They're focusing the Lion. They actually weren't focusing anything. They were kind of all over the place. They started off on Lone Druid, then they started changing targets, and just the lack of consistent focus fire really hurts them in the end. Also, the fact that Famofu wasn't pinned down, and the issue is they don't have much lockdown unless they steal a Hex. All they really have is Dream Coil Silence. The lift doesn't last for long, so Famofu's just had free reign in the fights, as had Kux. And that's why I was saying much earlier, once they had a good start, it really felt like it was their game. TI9 champs so dependent on a strong laning stage. That's why you pick the Enchantress for the dominant laning, to try and push the towers down early, to limit the farm of the Gyro, to get aggressive. But with the Keeper of the Light pick, it just is very hard to find those openings, and they weren't able to do it. Lifestealer, open one seeing the bear, will be able to kill it off. And then comes the Puck. That's a big Dream Coil. Kux has BKB, has Aegis. He didn't pop his BKB yet very wisely. Puck phase shifting out, trying to live. Not gonna be able to, I don't think. Oh, actually still is alive. Now Lilith on the run. T-Duck manning up. TA manning up with the Radiance here. That Refraction isn't useful. This Bear's on the chase. That Lifestealer's on the run. Needs to rage. Can't rage. Might die to this missile. He'll be okay. Mega kill for Kux. Had the Aegis. That's all he needed. Now Famofu could look to dive the base. Gonna play it safe. Gonna back off. All in all, a good fight for TI9 champs, considering that there was an Aegis on the board and they got rid of it in exchange for just a Puck. But the TA buys back. So they forced that buyback out of I Am Fucking Pro, which means no items coming soon for him. The BKB a long way off. Still a massive advantage in terms of hero composition and basically game position for Rilimin. Not insurmountable, but very hard to surmount. Famofu heads back towards mid. He's going MKB. He's going for some additional damage. I personally would like to see a BKB. You're up against a Puck. If you do get caught by Silence Dream Coil, you can die. But Famofu is just playing like Famofu. Wants to be the hero. Doesn't want to be a utility. Doesn't want to be a semi-carry. He wants to be a hard carry, even if he's not playing one. Vodki being a good support. He'll pick up the Blink Dagger. Oh, really? Really, T-Duck? Really with the first hit entangles? Come on. I Am Fucking Pro is like, Jesus, man. Jesus. What am I supposed to do against that? What is anyone supposed to do against that? Meanwhile, the fight breaks out top lane. Coil catches too. Could be a good turnaround. They get the Lone Druid. They're not going to get Famofu, though. He's on the run. I don't think they have the ability to chase him down. Queen of Pain blinking away. Famofu, not going to be committing to this. Cham while YXL is going to back off in the end. Now Famofu hits mid. So they can trade the TA for the Lone Druid. That's a slight edge to the TI9 champs, but they use more heroes to get that kill. Gyrocopter is farming freely. Probably has another... Oh, wow. He's got more than another item. Butterfly is up. Pretty much complete. Just needs that talisman. And already close. 700 gold away. Once he gets this, they don't have a Hex. He's gonna... With that and lifesteal, he will pretty much be invulnerable in the fights. Unless he gets bashed. That's the only thing that's going to bring him down, is this basher from Lilith. But can he get in range? That's the question. Lilith may just get blink hexed by the line, never even be able to auto-attack. So, with the butterfly being picked up, with the lifesteal to come after that, I presume, Kux is going to be very hard to kill. Continues to farm in the jungle. They're playing it safe. And TI9 champs seem to have hit a wall here in the game where they're not really sure what to do at this point. And again, that just goes back to the draft. The way that they laned it, the heroes they picked. The way that their team was constructed, they basically said, we're going to dominate that tri-lane, shut down the gyro, get 2 early towers, and then map control you from there with early blinks on our puck, our TA. And then off of that, limit your farm, get an early Roche with the minus armor combo of the TA plus whatever she builds, and potentially a medallion on the supports. Although they never went for it in the end, but it's not happening for them. They're on the back foot. They're losing all their outer towers. Or they're lacking all their outer towers. And the big damage items on the way. MKB, now complete. Butterfly, now complete. That's a fat courier. This courier is worth money. Big, big money. Over towards the middle lane, we see the TI9 champs continue to turtle, continue to farm. They can't really do anything else at this point. That's really the problem, is whatever they want to do, they pretty much are restricted to their base. And with the Radiance Bear, you can have TA, Queen of Pain, and Gyro just pushing all the lanes. And how are you going to kill them? The Bear, you can gank the Bear, you can't find the hero. The Gyro, he's got BKB. Can't kill him with it. Pretty much, unless your whole team is there and he's completely alone. And you get a bash. Queen of Pain, nearly immortal as well. So, they can just split push all the lanes, starve their opponents, win eventually. They're pulling even farther ahead. It's still not an overwhelming lead, all things considered. It is 25%. It could be worse, I feel, but Gyro only gets stronger from here. Lifestealer starts to peak off, especially with the item build he went for. Sanjayasha Armlet, not the strongest late game selection. Didn't go for something like an AC. Didn't go for the heart. Didn't rush that Abyssal Blade. He'll start to peak off. They're going to rotate around mid. It's a big Snoke gank. Looking for the backstab. Looking for the wraparound. Just going to back off and farm neutrals instead in the end. They see a few heroes mid. When I say heroes, I'm counting that bear, because the bear is a hero. Spirit bear, hero bear. Mofu blinks up onto the high ground. Is going to find a wild puck. We need a quick blink away. We'll see it, but might have been too long of a phase shift. I think it can actually catch him. Starts with the Famofu. Oh no, he's caught. Vodka is here. Needs a good hex. Hex and finger on the puck. Where is it? Not seeing it just yet. Impales too early. Now the finger flies out. Why didn't he start with the hex? Oh no, Vodka. That could be bad. Could be awful, but here comes Gyro. The backup is here. So they're going to be able to turn this fight around for the looks of things. Illuminate splashes through. They need bashes. Constant bashes on the Gyro. They're not even focusing him. They're ignoring him. Don't ignore the helicopter who's critting you for 1 billion damage. Oh no. Double buyback, but they're in disarray at this point. I am fucking pro. Gonna drop. The Radiance would have taken him down anyway. Triple for Kux. Famofu, in that case, it looked like a feed, but it actually kind of works out because it meant that they ignored Kux. They're going to go back in. Now they'll focus that Gyro, but he's godlike. He's killing supports with Flat Cannon Splash. Look at how she melts. Had they focused him in the first place, they might have been able to kill him, but now 2 buybacks, and they lose 4 after those 2. A total of, I think, 6 deaths, and it's a Rampage. That final crit does the trick. Rampage for Kux. He's earned it. GG. They know they're beat. It's definitely over. There is no coming back after that. Not even the throw club can throw that hard. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this series. It's a best out of 3. It's now done. We know our first team that's been cast on this stream who is going to advance into the next round, where they will be competing in Phase 2 with 8 other invited teams from Southeast Asia, from China. That full list includes Zenith, ABC, Tongfu, LGD International, Vici Gaming 1, that being the CTY team, not the ZSMJ team, the Pupstar team, basically. For Love, Rising Stars, and Rattlesnake. Those 8 teams, plus Rilimin and 7 others to be decided over the course of today, will be in the next phase, in Phase 2, which is scheduled to begin later this week. The beginning of this upcoming week. Scheduled to kick off on Tuesday, Singapore/China East time. basically Asian time. Sometime probably in the early evening, I think. The exact times haven't been released, but it will be over the next few days. But before we get there, we have some extra qualifier matches, basically. TI9 champs, they call GG, but they want to have their sort of last-ditch hurrah. Maybe have a couple more fights, have some fun. But the end is coming. And it's coming rather fast. With Cucks probably picking up yet another item. 5.4k, he could go Divine. Assault Cuirass now complete. No Aegis up on that gyro. He did use it earlier. But he'll get a new one soon. And with that, then they can break the base. No questions about that. This chat just having auditory hallucinations. You guys need to see a doctor. Some hearing issues for you, I think. Now they're going into the pit. They're working on the Roche. Homing missile used to clear off that spell block, and now they'll maul him down, kill him off quickly. They want to try and steal this. They have a Blink Force Staff on Puck. Maybe they can. It's going to be not a Lifesteal Bomb inside the Puck, but inside the TA. They're going in. They jump in the pit. There's your Dream Coil. A nice fight at the pit, but Cucks is here with big, big damage. Queen of Pain ult to fly. Cucks still standing, still delivering, just massacring everyone. The Aegis in the midst of that was stolen by I'm Fucking Pro, who now comes back to a world of pain. He's by himself, pretty much. And John H on the way out. The TA just blinks away. 4 heroes dead. Good night. T-Duck's ready for them to call GG and actually leave. Whether they leave or not, the TI9 champs are going to have to wait until at least TI4, I think. I don't know if it's going to be TI9, but they're not quite ready for TI3. Still a very fun team to cast, fun to watch, and pleasant-mannered at that, so all the best to them, but they're done as far as G1 League goes. Rilimin, we saw them last mostly with the same roster. In the G1 League, the past season, they were Sequential Gaming, then they were FTFC. They gave us some great games. Nothing epic today so far, but maybe we'll see something more in round 2. But for now, they'll just be content to actually make it into Phase 2. A well-earned fight. TI9 champs really gave them a battle. This one went the distance. It went 3 games. It went long at that. About over 3 hours with all the delays included. So thank you all for tuning in. And stay tuned because we have more action coming up next. If you're watching this on Twitch TV, which I see a lot of you probably are, please watch the stream through the G1 League's official website. There's lots of cool links to coverage there, but more importantly, it supports the league. It ensures that they want to cater to the Western audience in the future. They are tracking those viewership numbers through the site, through the embedded stream there. So for that website, go to g1.2p.com. You can watch this stream there. You'll be able to watch the other streamers there moving forward. Valat will be casting Russian. I believe AC will actually be casting English as well if you enjoy his silky smooth tones for the main event. He'll be starting in Phase 2. And of course, myself and Gods, Lumi, some combination of us plus invited co-casters will be doing the stream as well. So anyway, be sure to watch on their website, g1.2p.com. It really does make a difference for the G1 League. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned. We will have more qualifier action after this. The bracket's well underway now. It's probably already 2 or 3 matches ongoing. I'll see what I can cast, but I'm going to take a quick break, get some iced tea, and then when I come back, we'll have more G1 League qualifier action. By the time today's over, 8 teams will be moving on. We've just figured out who one of them will be. It's Rilimin. The rest, now underway.